Good morning, afternoon, and evening, guys. We are back with another random tier list today, back after a bit of a hiatus. And I think I'm going to stop saying that. I used to pride myself in making a video every day, but we've been off that grind. Regular life has gotten to me. What can I say? Growing up, maybe. But I want to make more videos. I want to share my mediocre opinion with people. So here we go. We're talking about Paradox Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I've talked about this in a couple of shorts, but I have not made a full-length video. So we're going to talk about all of them, including the two brand new ones that were revealed recently and are now available in the game. We have Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. If you guys like random tier lists like this, consider subscribing. I really appreciate you guys getting me up over 1,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. Let's go ahead and get rolling. We're starting with Great Tusk. Now, full disclosure, I am a Pokemon Violet player. Please don't turn off the video if you are a Scarlet player. I'm sorry. I do think Great Tusk, its design has really grown on me. I didn't like it at first. I think it's a really A-tier design. And I'm not going to be super negative on a lot of these designs because I honestly really like a lot of them. So Great Tusk, passed on fan, A-tier. I think it's really good. Also, I really like its typing. I think the fighting type is actually goated in Scarlet and Violet, so its fighting type is pretty cool. Next we have, past Jigglypuff. What's it called? Fluttermane is the other one. Don't worry, I'm prepared. I have a cheat sheet on my phone. It is called Screamtail. I need to get Scarlet. I want to play Scarlet just to play with these guys. Screamtail, I think, is a B design. When I first saw it, I thought it was absolutely terrible, but the more and more I use it, or see it, I guess I should say, because I do have one, but I haven't really used it much. I think it's actually good. I think there's more going on with its design than even, like, Wigglytuff as far as an advancement on the original Jigglypuff design. We're doing these in one take, guys. We're going back to basics here on this channel. Yeah, B tier. Brute Bonnet, C tier though. I do like it more than Amoonguss, but Amoongus's design is not Amoongus's design is not the best anyway. I do like Brute Bonnets. I think it's C tier. Fluttermane, B tier. Similar thing here with Jigglypuff, where they took a Pokemon that already does evolve and they gave it a different, not evolution, but a different variation of it. And I think Fluttermane is a better advancement on the design of Mischievous than Mismagius was. Even though I do like Mismagius, it's interesting that they chose to go with Mischievous rather than Mismagius for this evolution, or rather this Paradox form, I should say. Slitherwing, unfortunately, D tier. I do like that it stands up. I do like that design a little bit. But yeah, it's just not one of my favorite Paradox Pokemon. I think a lot of people would probably agree about that. Yeah. Sandy Shocks is hilarious. Again, another Pokemon that not in its final form. What's interesting here is we have 3 now past Paradox Pokemon that are based on Pokemon that are not in their final form, whereas all, I believe, of the future Paradox Pokemon are based on fully evolved Pokemon. So that's an interesting distinction there. I wonder if that was intentional or if that's just the Pokemon they decided to go with. But yeah, we have past Magneton here, Sandy Shocks. I'm going to say C tier. I definitely think it's an interesting Pokemon, especially with the typing ground and electric. Also, by the way, if you could not tell by now, this is not by their competitive viability is how the word is said. Because if we were talking about that, Fluttermane would be up here in S tier. If you didn't know, Fluttermane is absolutely busted in competitive Pokemon because it is incredibly fast and it's incredibly hard. Screamtail also has a lot of uses, I believe, in competitive. I am not a competitive player, though. I just kind of follow it a little bit. So I'm going to keep these 2 in B tier. Again, this is based on my own opinion and explanation, not their competitive viability. Iron Shreds, I actually loved it when it was released, but don't worry, I'm not leaving it here. I am going to drop it down to C tier. The design, I love the trunk, and I think the rest of the body looks stupid. Had they gone with a bulkier design of the body, much like Great Tusk, I think it would have actually looked better. So, ironically, a cross between the past and the future forms, I think taking the best designs of each would have been really cool. Had it had, like, maybe larger horns, a big, bulkier body. It's just too round. Even though I love its tusk, and I love how the animation of the future Pokemon looks, that's why I got Scarlet, honestly, is because I just love that animation with almost like the little particles flying around inside of it. Absolutely love that. Iron Bundle, I'm going to put as a B tier. It's not that much different from the original Delibird. In fact, when you first see it in the game, it is mistaken as a regular Delibird, which is good that some of them are like that because that's kind of the point of Paradox Pokemon. They're supposed to look like their Pokemon they're based on. I do like it being water and ice type. I didn't really expect to like that, but the more I use it, I do. Delibird is also broken competitively, so in a competitive list, this would be up here. But design-wise and kind of how I like using in the game, I'd say B tier. Iron Hands, originally I thought was going to be a D tier Pokemon, but I am putting it in A tier now. This thing is an absolute monster, one of the funnest and actually most broken of these Pokemon to play in a playthrough. If you level up Iron Hands with HP and attack investment, it can take down 6, 7-star raids on its own, provided it has type matchups in its favor, giving it access to abilities like Belly Drum, moves like Belly Drum, Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch. I think it has all the elemental punches. Ice Punch? Yeah, it definitely has Ice Punch too. And giving it punching gloves, I think it's just so much fun to use. It takes out everything. I was wonder traded, actually, I believe. Wonder traded an Iron Hands during my playthrough, and it wasn't too much more powerful than what my team was at that time. I was pretty close to the end game. So I actually ended up using it for the last portion of the game, and it absolutely just carried. I tried not to use it too much because I didn't want to make it too easy, but I used it in my first playthrough. And yeah, I love it. A tier. Iron Jugulus, I am unfortunately going to put in D tier. It has a very confusing name. I get that Jugulus is a word. I've looked it up. I think other people have looked it up. But unlike most of the other ones, which is like Iron Moth, Iron Thorn, Roaring Moon, we have Iron Jugulus. They couldn't have just said Iron Trio? I don't know. It looks like a robot Hydreigon more than any other one of the... It even, I think, does a worse job of Delibird, of looking like a robot version of the Pokemon. I don't think it's that good. And it's not really that fun to use in my experience. Maybe I just am not a huge fan of dark flying types, but I don't know. I'd say D tier. Not a big fan. Iron Moth, the future Volcarona, I am going to go ahead and put into C tier. It is interesting. I love its design. I don't know. I just, every time I use it, it just doesn't work out how I want it to. And I don't really know how to explain that other than just to say it. Maybe we move this up into B tier because design is probably better than the other ones down there. But yeah, it's a Pokemon that I was very excited for and ended up not being as cool as I kind of thought it was going to be. Iron Thorns, I get that everybody thinks this, and if you don't think this, you're probably going to hate me right now for this. But Iron Thorns is an absolute S tier Pokemon. It is ridiculously awesome that they made a Mecha Tyranitar, they made a Mecha Godzilla, a Dragon Zord, whatever you want to say. And I have not used this Pokemon as much as I wanted to. That is one thing, unfortunately, from Paradox Pokemon. And this goes with a lot of late game Pokemon in general. Glamora falls into this category, Goldengo as well as pretty much every legendary Pokemon. That I want to use them more. I want to use them in the playthrough. I want to use them in key moments. And I did use Iron Treads on my team for that reason, because I was able to get it a lot earlier than the other ones at level 45. When I play Pokemon Scarlet, I plan to use an Iron Tusk on the team for the same reason. So I would love to use Iron Thorns a little bit more. Unfortunately, not able to thus far, but definitely is one of my favorite Paradox Pokemon. Roaring Moon is also one of my favorite Paradox Pokemon. It is an improvement on the original Salamence design, which Salamence did not really need any improvement. It's an improvement definitely on the Mega Salamence design, and I'm not sure if it's specifically supposed to be based off the Mega Evolution, but I believe if it is, that makes it the only one of the Paradox Pokemon that is based off a Mega Pokemon, so that's very, very cool. S-tier design, absolutely love it. When I play Scarlet, definitely going to use one on my team, even if it's very late in the playthrough. Iron Valiant, the Pokemon based on both Gallade and Gardevoir, the only Paradox Pokemon that is based on a fusion of two Pokemon. Incredibly cool concept. Something that we thought we were going to get with the Paradox Virizion. I'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, Iron Galliant I think is very, very cool. I'm going to put in A tier. I think it's a little OP, and I know that seems kind of dumb because they're meant to be, right? Like, these are the top tier Pokemon. What do these have? 600 base stat totals, I believe. The same as pseudo legendaries. So it sounds kind of dumb to say, oh, it feels too OP. But I just kind of wish that it had a better attack or a better special attack, because I'm just a very indecisive person and I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's so good, but I don't know whether to hit physically or specially, and maybe that's just a me problem. I guess I don't really have that problem with other Pokemon, but I guess I don't know how to bring out its full potential. I did look up some competitive lists for it, and Iron Galleon has like 4 different sets you can run in competitive Pokemon, which is ridiculous. Most Pokemon have 1, if not 2. It has 4 different competitive sets. At least did when I looked. It has been a while, so the meta may have cleaned itself up a little bit. These were all the Paradox Pokemon that were available at launch. Now we get into the 2 that were just released and are now available to get in the game. Once you download the new update, you can go ahead and battle these Pokemon. You can only catch 1 each, and they are only available for 2 weeks. So if you have Pokemon Scarlet, you can get Walking Wake. Walking Wake, I think, is absolutely cool. I think it's better than the original Suicune design. Suicune, for me, even though I always loved its head, I loved its horn thing, I always thought it was a little bit of a boring one of the original trio of legendary beasts. And this Walking Wake is not. This is a dinosaur version of Suicune, and it is huge. Much like Roaring Moon is. I'm going to go ahead and put it in S tier. I think it's absolutely awesome. I do wish we had seen a fusion of the legendary beasts, and I think well, everybody thought we were going to get a fusion of the what are they called? The Swords of Justice, but we didn't get that either. We got a Paradox Virizion. So Paradox Suicune, despite it just being Suicune, Walking Wake, I think it's S tier. Paradox Virizion, gonna go ahead and put that in B tier. That is Iron Leaves. I do think it's super, super cool that we got a Paradox version of a legendary Pokemon for both of these. I do love that its leaves turn into blades, and I think it's a very, very cool looking design, much like Iron Galleon, similar to its weapon. And you know what? I think it actually belongs in the A tier. I like the design. I like how vibrant the color is. That's one thing about the Paradox Pokemon is that they're so colorful, so vibrant. Their color schemes are just really, really good in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe as I use these 2 more, they'll what's the opposite of grow on me? They'll they'll fall down my tier list a little bit, but similar to how Iron Treads did. But at the moment, this is how I feel about them. And yeah, that is the tier list, guys. With that, are you excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLCs? Are you disappointed about Pokemon Day not announcing anything about new Pokemon games on the Switch? However you're feeling, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if I'm right, wrong, or somewhere in between. And if you've watched this far, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back soon with another tier list. Thank you, and have a good day.